Welcome back to Toonzy. You've followed Adam's journey, watched his world unravel piece by piece. Now, it's time for the final chapter. Adam had to escape. He stuffed a bag with essentials, leaving behind everything else: the apartment, the job, the city that had become his cage. He drove until the concrete jungle bled into sprawling countryside, a place where the only lights were the stars. No cameras, no mirrors, no blinking red lights. He found a small, isolated motel, the kind where the silence is so deep it's almost a sound in itself. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, he thought he might be able to breathe. He killed the engine, went inside, and fell onto the worn-out bed, exhausted. Sleep came, but it was a shallow, restless thing. Then, at 3 a.m., the witching hour, a faint glow pierced the darkness of the room. His phone, it had turned on by itself. Adam's heart hammered against his ribs as he stared at the screen. It was a live feed of his old apartment, the same angle, the same sterile, empty room. And there, in the corner, just as he remembered it, a tiny red light blinked rhythmically. 1, 2, 3, a mechanical heartbeat in the ghost of his former life. It was still watching. It had never stopped. How was this possible? He was hundreds of miles away. With a trembling hand, he jabbed the power button, trying to kill the screen to sever this impossible connection. The phone went dark. A wave of relief, so potent it made him dizzy, washed over him. He was safe. It was a glitch, a nightmare. He closed his eyes, forcing his breathing to even out, but the relief was short-lived. The screen lit up again, one last time, its cold light illuminating his terrified face. This time, there was no video feed, just a single line of text, stark and white against the black background. 5 simple words that froze the blood in his veins. Look behind you. He held his breath. Every horror movie cliché, every campfire story screamed at him not to turn around. But he had to. He couldn't just sit there, paralyzed by the text on a screen. Slowly, every muscle screaming in protest, he twisted his head. The room was empty, just a cracked wall, a dusty lampshade, and a window showing nothing but inky blackness. He let out a shaky exhale, a choked laugh bubbling in his throat. It was a prank, a sick, elaborate prank. He was losing his mind. He was just. Click. The sound was unmistakable. The crisp, clean snap of a camera shutter. It was impossibly close. It had come from right behind him. His gaze dropped back down to his phone, still clutched in his white-knuckled grip. It was on. The front-facing camera was active, recording. But as he stared into the screen, a new, deeper horror took root. He could see the grimy motel room behind him reflected in the digital glass. He could see the faint light from the screen playing across his own hands. But where his face should have been, there was nothing, no reflection. Just an empty space, a void where a person used to be. The camera was recording, but he wasn't there. He had finally escaped the lens, only to realize he had been erased entirely. Thank you for watching Adam's story to its very end. We hope it stayed with you. If you crave more tales from the shadows, more whispers in the dark, make sure to subscribe to Toonzy, because here, every story has a life of its own, and you never know who or what is watching. We'll see you in the next one.